You know that feeling, right? When you see a piece of art and it feels like it's moving, even though it's obviously still.
Oh, totally. Like it has this internal energy or something. It pulls you in.
Exactly. That's the kind of vibe we're diving into today.
We are. We're focusing on Sway, which is a pretty recent exhibition by Susanne Scherette King. She's based in Dayton.
Right, and the show is at the Edward A. Dixon Gallery, also in Dayton, Ohio. It's really caught our eye.
Definitely. So to really understand what's going on with Sway, we've looked at a few things.
Mm-hmm. We've got the official press release for the show.
Yep. And the gallery's website, they have a whole section for the Sway collection.
And we also checked out the artist's own website, Susanne King Art. Got some good insights there.
So our mission today really is to unpack this Sway exhibition. What's behind it?
Yeah, like what are her inspirations? What's her style all about?
And, the journey that led her to create this specific work.
So by the end of this, you listening should have a really solid but accessible understanding of Sway.
Let's do it. Okay, first things first, the basics, the exhibition itself.
Right. Sway opened April 3rd, 2025, and it runs through April 28th.
So still time to catch it if you're near Dayton this month.
The gallery is the Edward A. Dixon Gallery, 222 North St. Clair Street.
And they had an opening reception back on the 3rd.
Yeah, and there's actually an artist talk coming up too. That's Saturday, April 12th, from 2 to 4 p.m.
Oh, cool. And both the opening and the talk are free, open to anyone. A good chance to, connect with the art.
Maybe even meet the artist.
Exactly. Now that title, Sway, it's pretty suggestive, isn't it?
It really is. Makes you think of movement, rhythm.
And that seems very intentional. The sources say Sway really points to her use of strong colors.
Uh-huh. And that sense of motion, definitely.
And also, interestingly, a wide range of style within the show itself.
So Sway isn't just one thing, stylistically.
Apparently not. It sounds like the word itself kind of holds together these different threads: color, movement, stylistic variety.
Fluidity, maybe?
Dynamism.
Yeah, something like that. And it certainly caught the gallery owner's eye, Ed Dixon.
Oh, right. The press release mentioned he saw her art catalog a while back.
And it was just, boom, really enthusiastic, knew he wanted to show her work.
That's a great sign, isn't it, when a gallery owner has that immediate gut reaction?
Absolutely. Speaks volumes about the work itself. It suggests there's something really compelling there.
So who is Susanne Scherette King? Let's get into her background a bit.
Okay, so she's a Dayton artist, like we said.
Yeah.
And her art journey goes back over 25 years.
Wow. And key thing, her style has evolved quite a bit over that time.
Which is often the case with artists who stick with it, right? Constant growth.
True. Now, education-wise, she has a bachelor's in education from Valparaiso.
And a master's in differentiated instruction from Graceland University.
And this is interesting, she's described as a self-taught artist when it comes to her painting.
Yeah, which is always fascinating. Developing a strong voice outside of maybe the traditional art school path.
And her career path before painting full-time is also pretty varied. She was a junior high language arts teacher.
Right. And also, for many years, she ran her own business as an independent perennial garden designer.
Okay, see, that's intriguing. Language arts, garden design, painting.
You start to wonder about the connections, don't you? Like teaching language arts, maybe that gives you a sense of expression, narrative, even abstractly.
Possibly. But the garden design link feels really strong.
I think so too. Think about designing a garden. You're dealing with composition, color, texture, how forms interact in space.
How things grow and change, organic development.
Exactly. You can almost see how those same design sensibilities could translate onto a canvas, applying paint instead of plants.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And what about artistic influences? Who does she look to?
The sources point to some heavy hitters from mid-century abstract expressionism.
Oh, yeah. Like who?
Robert Motherwell, Joan Mitchell, Franz Klein.
Wow. Okay. So real pioneers of that movement. Big, bold, expressive work.
Exactly. Motherwell's sort of profound large canvases, Mitchell's incredible color and gesture, Klein's powerful, almost calligraphic black and whites.
All about conveying emotion and energy abstractly. Less about representing things literally.
Right. So that gives us a good framework for thinking about her style.
And she's not exactly new to showing her work, is she?
No, not at all. The press release mentions she's had shows in Dayton before, but also Columbus, Indianapolis, even Philadelphia.
Okay, so she has an established exhibition history. Sway is the latest step.
Precisely. Which brings us back to her specific approach now. How does she actually create these paintings?
Well, she works within abstract expressionism, clearly. Her website emphasizes that it's non-objective art.
Meaning not based on realistic depictions of objects.
Right. It's more about the paint itself, the flow, the movement, creating texture, strong colors, that sense of energy.
And her process sounds really intuitive.
Yeah, she talks about starting a canvas without a plan, really. No preconceived idea.
So it's like the color suggests an emotion,
And then the emotion guides where the next color goes. A back and forth.
a kind of dialogue with the materials. That's
But-
fascinating,
And she builds things up. Layers of color, layers of medium.
which apparently leads to these translucent sort of organic forms.
Yes. And I love this quote from her site. She said, sometimes the elements in the painting seem to take on a life of their own.
Ah, okay. That connects directly back to the title, Sway, doesn't it? Things moving, shifting, having their own internal logic.
Totally. Like she's collaborating with the painting as it emerges.
A sense of letting go, maybe? Letting the process lead? Which is very Abex in a way.
And there's a personal dimension to her journey, too, which feels important,
Yes, the press release mentions 2 life-changing medical events.
which led her to stop teaching, it seems.
But incredibly, she found ways to adapt her painting technique so she could keep doing it. It became part of her recovery.
That's really powerful. Art as resilience, as therapy almost.
It adds such a deep layer to the work, knowing that. It's not just about aesthetics, it's intertwined with her life experience.
Definitely gives it more weight. And thinking again about that shift from garden design,
Yeah.
her website makes that connection explicit. She sees parallels between applying design elements to the earth, in a garden.
And applying them to a canvas.
Exactly. Composition, color balance, texture, same core ideas, different medium.
That's a really neat insight. It shows how experiences feed into each other, even if they seem different on the surface.
So for listeners who are curious to actually see some of this work,
Right. The Edward A. Dixon Gallery website is the place to go. They have the Sway collection featured.
looks like about 20 paintings are listed there online.
And seeing the titles can give you a little flavor, too. Things like Journey, Frenzy, Mirroring.
Watching you work, joy. Even one called Martini.
Martini. Love it. Gives you hints about the mood or maybe the story behind each piece.
And it's useful to see the price range, too. Gives a sense of scale and value. They seem to run from about $600 up to $2,000.
Okay, so accessible for original art, but still representing significant pieces. You can find that list at shop.eatgallery.com if you want to look.
Good tip. Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. What are the key takeaways from this deep dive into Sway?
Well, I think Susanne Scherette King's Sway exhibition really feels like a culmination point in her, 25-year journey.
You had deeply rooted in abstract expressionism, influenced by those key figures.
But also very much shaped by her own life, her background in design and education, her personal resilience.
Then the work itself sounds like it's all about that dynamic energy, strong color, definite movement.
And that interesting stylistic range, all bundled under that idea of sway.
It sounds really compelling.
Definitely. And again, if you're anywhere near Dayton, Ohio, before April 28th.
Go see it, Edward A. Dixon Gallery.
And don't forget that Artist Talk on April 12th. Hearing directly from her would be fantastic.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How our lives, the unexpected turns, the sway.
How that directly feeds into creative work. You see it so clearly in her story.
It's not separate. Her art seems to have evolved right alongside, or maybe because of, those life changes.
Which kind of leaves a thought for everyone listening, maybe. How have the moments of sway in your own life?
The shifts, the challenges.
How have they maybe nudged or redirected your own creative impulses, whatever they might be?
That's a great question to ponder. That link between life and creativity.
Absolutely. And if people want to see more beyond just sway,
They can check out the gallery website, edgallery.com, or the artist's own site, Susanne King Art.
yeah, plenty more to explore there if this has piqued your interest.